Hi, this is Sansamashi, and this is a pick a card reading for if you are feeling stuck or unproductive or stagnant energy or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and just look into that, and I'll just kind of see what messages come out from that. The reason I'm feeling inspired to do this reading is because that was how I was feeling all day today until I just kind of worked my way through it. Sometimes you just have to like get yourself through that blockage, I guess, that energy. And what I mean by blockage in this sense is that everything's always changing. So if you ever feel like suddenly you're not doing anything or you're not quite sure what you're supposed to do, you're feeling indecisive, or you're like, I want to do something good and productive, but I can't think of what at this time, chances are time will pass and then that changes on its own. So I feel like this reading, many of you will either be resonating in the sense that this just happened and you got yourself out of this energy already, or you are in this energy and you're looking at this video now, hoping it might kind of like snap you out of that or some other thing, whatever you're drawn to this video for. So whatever the reason, I hope this is helpful. That being said, go ahead and choose a reading. Reading number 1, 2, or 3. I'm gonna grab this crystal and this deck. So reading number 1 is gonna be the rose quartz. Reading number 2 is this carnelian. And then reading number 3 is gonna be, I actually want to grab this other one over here, is this citrine. So go ahead and click the timestamps below for your whichever reading or multiple readings that you choose. And that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with reading number 1, the rose quartz. So the rose quartz. So feeling stuck, unproductive kind of situation are you in? The Page of Swords. Yeah, I'm feeling like you really want to do something. You've got certain ideas. You know there are certain things that you could be working on at this time. But maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe there are certain setbacks that make you feel like you can't do this. It's like if those setbacks weren't there, then you would feel a lot better about taking action right now. So this could even just be your situation, your living situation, your environment, or you feel there's something you need before you can take that action. It's like maybe you want to do something, but you're sick at this time. Maybe you have a sore throat and you want to sing, or you want to go do a bunch of stuff, but you don't have all the energy to do it. Something like that. A way I resonate with it is like sometimes like maybe you want to do something, but you're too hungry and you can't think of what kind of food you could pretty much eat at this time. There's too many options. You're not sure what the right option is. You know what you want, but you know that there's so many different alternatives to that. Maybe it starts bringing fear in you, like, well, everyone else seems to know what to do when it comes to this topic. When it comes to this, everyone else seems to have it figured out. Whether or not that's the case, but like it can feel like that. And so that's kind of what I'm getting with the situation. So I'm getting that actually balances your fears and your hopes. They are connected, of course. So if that resonated with you, Spirit's message is through time, you will work at releasing these. Maybe you actually made recent attempts to release these, and then you thought it was good, but then suddenly it flip-flopped and it came back. Spirit is saying that's kind of part of the process, is what I'm getting here. The Hierophant, that that you can't just cast away the bad stuff. You can't just cast away these fears and anxieties. That they actually do have some sort of practicality to them. Part of it can guide you, like, because if you're just hopeful, you're like, I can eat anything, and you like eat a bunch of sweets, then the impact that will have on you physically is not just gonna be super rainbows and daisies, you know? And I'm just using myself as an example just because I can't think of another one right now, like a really solid one to go through this. So I guess I'm kind of resonating with this, but however your situation is. So let me backtrack this to kind of think of a different way. So like, maybe it's like you really want to be a pop star or a singer, something. And then it's like you've got fears like, oh, like, I don't have any songs created. But then you've got hopes, and you're like, but I love singing. So Spirit is saying, like, you got to work on both of these. You know, you got to think of optimistic things about your fears and take action with that. And then you got to be practical about your hopes and take action with the practicality. So there's a kind of a balance that I'm getting here with whatever your situation is. And so I'm getting, like, you know, if this is resonating and you feel unproductive at this time, Spirit's just kind of saying, like, no worries. It'll come to you. It's just going to take time. We get a 7, and the 7 of Pentacles is the time card. The 7 of Swords is the overthinking card. So I'm getting that Spirit can tell that you have too many thoughts, that you gotta dial back on the fears. The fear part is overweighing the hope part at this time. 5 of Swords. Yes, I'm just seeing you're withdrawing closer and closer to clarity, because we're going from 9 to 7 to 5, and then that just tells me 3 to 1. So this is a countdown. Your thoughts, you're going through a process right now. So you're going through whatever your rough patch is, this difficult situation mentally and just on your journey. You are getting somewhere. You're still in the process, depending on where you are here. If you're still trying to figure out what is this, how do I get out of this, how to get out of this, it's gonna go down the countdown eventually to the 3 of Swords, which is like, oh, I've got heartache. Oh, there's pain within me that I'm working at cycling out. The 6 of Swords. Yeah, so actually I'm getting, the countdown is more like a stabilizer. It might not actually get to that point. I think because I said those messages, that might resonate with you guys. So one thing that might resonate is, gets to that, and then Ace of Swords, the 1. Clarity. A different thing I'm seeing here is that you've already addressed a lot of your heartache at this point, and that when it gets to the 5, that you actually make your way back up in between the 7 and the 5 to the 6 of Swords. So what I mean by that is the 7 of Swords, you're overthinking. With the 5 of Swords, you're just trying to get out of this energy. And then with the 6 of Swords, it's like you now understand the truth that was in this overthinking process, and the lie that is in this how do I win process. How do I get the outcome I want? There's like a truth and a lie in these, which is interesting because the 7 of Swords is all about, like, is known as the deception card, and the 5 of Swords is just kind of like the lose-lose card. So, or the seeking clarity card. You're seeking clarity because you don't have it, and then the 7 of Swords, it's like you have too many, you actually have more clarity than you realize because you're holding on too much. So I'm just seeing like those cards balance to the 6 of Swords, where you're like, okay, I choose myself. That's what the real answer is here. It's not about someone else. It's not about I need to know. It's just about I need to let all that go and get on this boat and escape this cycle and choose peace, inner peace within myself, no matter what my circumstance. So whatever your situation is right now, Spirit is saying this is balancing you out to peace. So this shouldn't be, it might be a long-lasting energy, but this is an energy that is changing, and it's going to change depending on your own progress with your thought process. But the sun is where you're going with that. So this is taking you somewhere very, very positive, in a very positive, uplifting, playful energy where you can have a lot of fun, and I feel like you're just like getting a lot from it, a lot of enjoyment out of this path when you make it through this part, when you can get that energy cleared out of you. The last thing is the Knight of Swords, the match to the Page of Swords. So it's like, so you're like, this is like wanting to do something, and like, you know, you want to take action, but you can't yet. And then this is like understanding, okay, it's not such a bad idea that I'm in this moment of pause right now, that there's more for me to do here. So I do see you like overcoming all of this. So I hope that all resonated and was helpful. That's the main point of these readings. I'm trying to be helpful. So I hope that was. And to promote myself, if any of you guys would like to reach out for a personal reading, standard readings are $20, which is a 30-minute session. It's a pre-recorded video, and I think it's a pretty solid reading and a pretty sweet deal. And I offer a variety of other readings. So if you guys are interested in that, check the description below. And I will catch you guys all later. Peace out. Okay, and then reading number 2, we've got the Carnelian. So, Carnelian, we're going to look into your situation as well, using this One Piece Uno deck. So, feeling stuck, feeling unproductive, we do get the Knight of Cups. We also get the Three of Wands, and we get the Two of Wands. There's actually a card behind it, the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm getting, you're feeling stuck because you have deep love for somebody. It doesn't have to be a person, but you've got this deep love, and you want to come together with whatever that thing is, whatever that situation is, whether that's a person or feeling that way about yourself. Maybe you know you have deep love for yourself, you know you want more from the circumstances you're at right now, and it's painful because right now you're planning for the future and you can see how it can come together, and you know you're technically on the path of victory and success. It just doesn't necessarily feel that way in this moment, which would make sense if you're feeling unproductive or stuck. And honestly, the best I can say with the cards right now is that that is just the moment you're in. It's because you're in the process of feeling differently. So basically, it's just kind of like this is a bit of a mood swing or an energy that we're in right now. It could be the full moon energy if that's when you're hearing these messages. Of course, these are timeless messages, so it could be different energy. It could be a different full moon or new moon or transits with the constellations and all that stuff, because I do think that plays a big role. Pretty much it is the influencer on what's going on, and how energy kind of is working. But yeah, and also it's the power within ourselves, true. Spirit is basically just saying, like, don't beat yourself up for feeling this way right now. We see that you've worked really hard, that you've been doing a lot. This is not meant to be a setback. This is just the energy. And when you clear through it, where you'll be at in that moment in time is you're going to have everything you need, is what I'm getting. Strength. So Spirit is just saying, like, yeah, this is a period of survival, of perseverance. And you're going to have to get real creative about what it means to be productive. Maybe being productive means sleeping. If you feel like you're tired, you're worn out, you can't do anything, you don't want to do anything, or you want to but there's no options, sleep, rest, meditate. Sometimes we don't even feel like meditating. Eat. Sometimes we don't feel like that. Then survive. Overall, do not give up. Do not give up. Trust this is going to change. Trust that you are going to find the answer. You are going to receive the help and support you need. You have to be your own support, your own help, yes. But I do believe like this spirit, the universe will provide in one way or another. If you're in a really stagnant energy and you've tried everything on your own and it's not working, maybe even just call out to spirit like right now, like, okay, universe, I can't figure it out. Please help me. I didn't do that today, surprisingly, until later. But all day I was just like trying to figure it out. So I was like, I'm just gonna sleep, and I slept for like 4 hours from like 1 to 5 p.m. And I woke up and I was like, I didn't even feel that much better, but I was like, okay, I'll just continue my yoga journey. Like, I'll do the next day, even though I don't even really feel like it. And during it, I was like, yeah, I don't even have I'm not even putting my all into each of the poses or whatever, or the practice today. But I did it, and at the end, I did laugh. I was like, I did it. So, even if you have to do something and you don't even feel that top-notch energy with it, that's totally okay too, is another thing. So if there's something that you want to make sure you're doing every day, maybe you'll be able to do that still on this day. If a lot of time has passed and you haven't managed to do it yet, maybe it's not too late. Maybe you just have to sleep longer, wake up, and see if that motivated you to get there. And then if all else doesn't work, maybe just literally call out to spirit or your angels, spirit guides, whatever, the universe, your higher self. Just like, okay, I would love some help right now. Some sort of energy that will just like spark something in me to get moving through this energy. And then, but for the most part, I'm just getting this is just going to take some time. Yeah, and so spirit saying, with this time, try to remain hopeful. Have hope. Never lose the energy of perseverance. And then the high priestess. So your intuition is always going to hold on to hope. So even if you did lose hope, your higher self will carry that on and find a way to message you to have hope, basically. So, and then a final message. It's interesting. We got 4 minor arcana and then 4 major arcana. We get the Fool. Yes, have hope. Your intuition is telling you this is going to shift. This is going to change quicker than you know. I'm going to pull one last card on that. 3 of Cups. Yeah, really, really fun time, celebration, companionship, maybe friends, or you remember, that's right, I have plans later, or later in the week, or something like that, like, oh, that's right, like, I never know who I might run into in the future, or something like that, or just remembering, you know, and then if you have friends and plans and it still feels this way, maybe the point of that is like, it's times like these when you're by yourself, like, what do you do when you have all the freedom and all the free time to yourself and you feel this way? And what you do is persevere and recognize your worth and recognize you are beautiful, find yourself, discover yourself. These are all things that I can see why the 7 of Pentacles is here. It's going to take time. So, yeah, I will try to find an advice card, just because I know that's the only advice that I'm getting. Expect powerful change, that this is just simply going to change. So if you're in this period of time while you're hearing this message, chances are you're still in the period of time, and for that I am sorry. I wish we could just clear through the difficulties just like that, but like, I know it's the challenges that makes it worth it too, because you will get through it. So the best advice I can really say is expect powerful change. I really think this energy could even pass in a day. I think the absolute latest would be 2 weeks, which can still feel like a crazy long time, especially for me. I'm like, 2 weeks? But the reason I say that is because we just passed the full moon, and I think it's about 2 weeks before the new moon, and this is the new moon card. So, lots of love and light, guys. To promote myself, if you guys would like to reach out for a personal reading, standard readings are $20, and they're 30-minute reading videos, which I think is a really good deal, and a really solid reading. So that being said, I'm going to let you guys go now. Thank you for listening to those messages as well. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day or evening, whatever time it is. Peace out. Alright, so the last reading number 3, the citrine. So feeling unproductive or feeling stuck. This one, since I did use this one a little bit, we're going to use this darker deck. Just to get, what is this? Okay, so what this is the Wheel of Fortune. So your situation, yeah, is a lot better than you might think at this time. It might feel like a mess. It might feel like you were working hard and you were gaining clarity, and then suddenly now you're feeling unproductive, and it's like, I don't even know if all that stuff I was doing earlier is even working. Like, I'm never gonna figure this out, maybe. Or like, maybe that's part of what you're feeling. Or like, suddenly feeling like, am I gonna figure this out? Like, is it supposed to be this hard? Is it supposed to be this confusing? Spirit is saying yes. It kind of is. I just heard a message about the spider recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I can't remember right now. We do get another 8. The 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. This is about... This is like Spirit gave you what you wanted. You kind of declared like you are fine by yourself when it comes to this. You just wanted alone time. And it's kind of like maybe you got that. And then now it's like... Now you realize the alone time on itself is not enough to fix the situation. So this time was to help you process, to balance that. Maybe you had some challenging energies where you felt a certain way about maybe certain energies or people in your life, and then you now have this time to yourself, and now it's like, now you still worry about them or wonder about them, and those are going to balance to get you moving forward. Because if you're not thinking about others, maybe now you're just focused on yourself, and it feels like, well, what do I do with myself? But then you're like, wait, I matter. But then wait, I did kind of get upset with those people. Maybe they matter too, and the scale rebalances. I think before it was balanced in the sense where like people were taking too much energy, and then you took back your energy, and then with doing that, it was kind of like you pushed on it hard, and like the scale went like this, and now it's in the process of like like stabilizing like that. So that's what I'm getting from this. So this is kind of time you asked for, and it's not in a punishment way, it's just in a way to help clear things. This is something you're meant to go through. So in case you're wondering, like, is it supposed to be this complicated to figure this stuff out? Spirit is basically saying pretty much. The Son of Cups with Death. So this is a big process for you. This is to help you go to the next level with your journey. You are, I don't know the exact definition of ascending, but I want to say you are ascending, whatever that might mean for you. What it means for me in this particular moment is that a way of living before, you are shifting your reality, so your daily life is going to be changing once again. Whoa, the Lovers. So you're going to, yeah, and so that was a different message I was getting with this, that you're feeling the energy of loved ones, maybe a particular concept of a romantic partner, and feeling that inside of yourself of like, oh, I am my own partner, and you found maybe everyone around you, they are reflections of what you truly are inside of yourself. So all the love you see from others around you is who you are. So it's like, you know that, and it's like, if that's the case, how can I transform myself from the inside out so then I can be that fully? Yeah, so that's one thing from this. Another great thing about this is when you embody that, typically you do feel a lot more connected and closer to the external things that remind you of yourself. So you do manifest things with that because it's what you need for yourself when that's what you are. The Empress. So this is like, so it's more so the other thing I'm getting. This is like the Lovers inside of you. This is a transformation of how you feel about yourself. Once again, you want to take more care of yourself, and with the balance scaling, it's like whoever you stepped away from or got alone time, you got time to yourself away from, now it's like you still care and you still want to provide for that person, but now that there's an understanding of the boundaries, that you can do that on your own term. You're going to do it in ways only when it's also helping you. You're like, I have to take care of myself because I matter. And when you're in the process of doing that, you're going to be considering others and like, I want to help those others as others that I love at this same time too. So I just see this time of feeling stuck is to help you get back in alignment with that part of your journey. Yeah. The Father of Pentacles. Yeah, so you can really provide with earth energy. And then again, I'm still also getting that more romance message. So some of you might be feeling stuck on love. And it doesn't have to be romance either. This can still count for like all sorts of people. But I am just getting, with that in mind, that's bound to change as well. I do see this really connected, these kinds of poppy energies with the light coming out like that. So Ace of Wands. It's like when you, like, if you don't know what to do right now about your situation or how to take the best care of yourself, Spirit is just saying like, it's okay. Eventually you'll get guided to do something. If you're feeling unproductive or that you're not doing anything right now, that will change. You will do something, and that something will then create this ripple effect to spark inspiration and motivation back within you. Like, truly, I really feel that's the message here. The Ace of Cups, yeah, give you that renewal that you needed. This is self-motivation. This is like, you really got to pull yourself out of this energy through a process, through a transformation. So that is what I'm getting. This is just going to take time. The Ten of Cups, oh my gosh. The Ace and 10, this is going to take time. And when you reconnect that with yourself and find that renewal, that just like brings you back into this Ten of Cups energy, back on track from how you felt with your progress, truly. And that also then, whatever energy you stepped away from, whether you accepted the physical energies back or not, let's say you did, I'm just getting the burdensome part that came with it stayed in the past now, and now you've moved forward with these energies. So everyone's kind of stepped away from this broken glass situation. The Daughter of Swords. And so right now, it's kind of like you realize that those feelings have already shifted now that you went through it. And so maybe that's a part of why you're feeling a bit of pain, maybe a little bit of regret, like, well, maybe I was overreacting. Spirit's like saying like, no, not at all. The situation you were in, yeah, that was not right for you. You didn't feel good about that. But then also you're not wrong. You are past that now, and you don't have to hold that energy on with those people anymore. You can move through it and see where things take you. The Seven of Wands. bringing you where you are with these destined challenges. So now I see you as this light where you're like, okay, I can see these challenges for what they are, and I'm going to overcome them. The Mother of Swords, yeah, the growth from that Daughter of Swords to the Mother of Swords. This is like, okay, I see it for what it is. I let go of the anger. I let go of the sorrow. I let go of the whatever it is, the pain, and I move forward now. I forgive those people because I can see that it's impacting me even when I'm on my own. And then, yeah. And so just like a message that Spirit might say that might help you with this energy. Because chances are, this reading alone, like, you're probably still in the same period if you're feeling stuck right now or something. So I'm just hoping maybe there's something to leave off on that might help you. You are good enough. Yeah, just the best Spirit can say right now is like, you are exactly where you need to be, even if that sounds kind of painful, but you really are good enough. And then step out of your comfort zone. So you will eventually do something. You will get yourself to do something. Spirit saying you will. And so I'm going to trust that and hope the best for you guys. So that being said, thank you all for listening to these messages. If any of you would like to reach out for a personal reading, standard readings are $20. They're a 30-minute video reading, which I think is a pretty sweet deal, a pretty solid reading. And if you'd like to look into some other readings that I also offer, you can check the description below for all that. And all that being said, I'm wishing you all the best, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Love and light, guys.